all into the soccer aspect, and I'm looking up these things and like passing these little nuggets along while this game is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like non-soccer stuff?
Yeah, I'm like, did you know that Catherine Zeta-Jones is from Wales?
Oh, my gosh.
H-O-T.
H-O-T-T-T-T-T.
A lot of T's.
Also, what else about Wales? I guess it's not important anymore.
No?
But what sucks is Team USA had a 1-0 lead, a 1-0 lead late. And then Walker Zimmerman bulldozed the guy in the box. That led to a penalty kick. Okay. Where the guy kicked it, what was his name, Bale? Kicked it, Christian Bale? I don't know. He kicked it 300 miles an hour at the goalie. And the goalie with his like Mickey Mouse big hands, you know, he got a piece of it.
Got a paw on it.
But the ball was traveling so fast that the ball was like, dude, you think I'm going to be obstructed by that little pinky finger that you just put on me?
I mean,
tie game. And there you go.
Guess who I just got a text from? Will Bowling. Oh, my gosh, y'all are the ones talking soccer. If you listen to their morning show this morning,
yeah,
they somebody said, people would rather hear about the Taylor Swift debacle than talk soccer. So, of course, I had to be the wonderful smart aleck that I am and texted them and said, yeah, I would. And he's like, and now look at y'all. Y'all are all in.
Well, I mean, it just happened. It ended. It's late hour, right? We were emotionally invested.
Yes, it was right here.
Now. Right.
It's a very patriotic. It's a patriotic thing.
You couldn't walk through this building without hearing reaction from at least somebody.
Yeah.
Everywhere you turned, somebody was screaming at the television or at the monitor.
Oh, when they scored in the first half, like the whole building erupted.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It is what's up. Also, this is what's up. Tennessee gets rocked at South Carolina, 63-38. South Carolina quarterback Spencer Rattler could not have been better, man. 30 of 37, 438 yards, 6 touchdowns. Check this out. In his previous 3 games, Rattler threw for 516 yards, so less than 100 yards more. In his previous 3 games, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was 1-2. But lit Tennessee up. He had 8 touchdown passes all year.
If that guy
had 6
had played even close to that all year, he'd be in the Heisman conversation.
Without question, because he had a leg up coming into it.
You saw him go through progressions.
Well, granted, he had all day. Like he could have made a sandwich back there.
He did. I saw it.
I mean, he had as much time as he wanted.
Yes, he did.
Those receivers separated.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot easier to play quarterback when your receivers are getting wide open.
But that was a complete debacle. So 22.5-point favorite, and you lose by 25.
That's spanked.
That's a 47.5-point
swing.
Discrepancy there. That is crazy.
Obviously, I was working the LSU game during the Tennessee game, so I didn't get to watch it in live in person or whatever, so just had to go back and kind of skim through it and see what happened. But I will say this, all the LSU student section was paying close attention to that brewing upset.
No question,
no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and at the end of it, before I went back to watch it, I'm like, what happened? Like, how does that happen? And I mean, I think Mayer's response was Spencer Rattler happened.
That's exactly right. And defense didn't show up.
Right.
At all.
And Slay said there was no energy on defense. And I thought that was a good comment because that's true, man. Yep. I mean, they could not get a pass rush. And everybody's had a pass rush against South Carolina this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, they lost to Missouri 23-10 just a few weeks ago. Yep. And Tennessee scored 38 straight against them.
So do.
It's crazy, man. Sports.
I will say, to Beamer's credit, though, he has them ready for the bigger games, right? The ones they're not expected to win and they'll show up. And people forget what a hard place that is to play in. And it always has been, even when they were winless back in the day, 15 years ago. And they were struggling. It was still one of the hardest places to play on the road, night game. And I think clearly that's something that's affected Tennessee. On the road, tough environments.
I think you kept saying that leading up to it too.
Do you think it affected? I didn't think it affected them.
I didn't think it affected them. What I did think affected them was
an awesome environment, though.
Yeah, without question. I think that led to them that boosted South Carolina up more so than it affected Tennessee, I believe. And then when they came out and hit them in the mouth, I think Georgia put the blueprint out. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if Vandy can do it, but man, you hit these as much grace as we give and pats on the back we give these receivers, and as cold-blooded as they are, if you that cold and you that much of a dog, you get separation at some point. At some point. I had two prolific receivers that I was talking to this weekend tell me, I said, talking to him on FaceTime, hey, dog, man, we got dogs. We just can't give them the ball. He said, if they dogs, then why can't they separate?
Yeah.
I said, you know what? You right. This is coming from receivers that played there. I'm like, you know what? I never thought about that. At some point, they going man to man with you, hitting you in the mouth, and all you doing is throwing your hands up. The ball's up there. A lot of them ain't on point, but they are catchable. You got to go make a play. The DBs are making plays. You ain't. Tillman, Hyatt, they not even looking at Brew. I don't know what that's about.
Do you think it was the physicality? I mean, just out physical that the line is
I think so. At the initial thought of it, yeah. I mean, you got to be able to separate. And they can't. Georgia did it. South Carolina got some dogs that can do it. Even though they ain't played good, this has been offensively, they've been garbage. They DBs, they got some dudes. Number 24, I forgot his name, but he was manning up. They hitting them in the mouth. They couldn't create separation, so they ain't questioning me.
Two weird things for me about that game when we come back. Also, more discussion about Tennessee and that loss at South Carolina. We'll start to get into Vanderbilt a little bit. Jonathan on YouTube, you can watch the show live there, writes anchored down in all caps. Vandy fans are going to be out there this week. They smell blood now. 615-737-1045.
Two SEC wins
in a row after 26 straight losses.
Hendon Hooker out.
Mike Wright Jr. rolling.
Yeah, and there's a connection on defense that they've done the last couple weeks too that we can get into. All that coming up. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Let's go. Guys, it's November. You know that's hockey time and hockey weather. So what is better? It's also, shopping time as far as Black Friday. But you know what's better than Black Friday? How about Gold Friday with your Nashville Predators? If you're looking for a perfect gift to give for the holidays this year, why don't you give an experience with up to 75% off of Bridgestone Arena events, Preds tickets, merchandise, and much more. Preds season ticket citizens, you will get early access to these Gold Friday deals. That early access today, Monday. Started at 10 a.m. Get in on it. Deals open to the general public this Wednesday. So you've got 2 days, November 23rd at 10 a.m. If you're interested, check out up to 75% off these events and merchandise and Preds tickets and all of that. Visit NashvillePredators.com/Gold Friday to view this year's deals. Go Preds.
Well, if you want to lose with somebody, you can walk hand in hand with me. If you listen to the parlay this weekend, you would have lost in the college football ranks. It wasn't too good, but you can redeem yourself, man. Superbook Sports is where you need to go. You don't need to be afraid of the game. You can put it right there in the palm of your hand if you download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com and start placing your bets right now, because they're also offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. You can make it that simple and get into action right now with Superbook Sports. You got the Monday night game taking place. It's the holidays coming up, so a lot of games taking place on Thursday. Who knows? What do you want to do? I don't know. Well, get on there and see. The wager on all that and more right now at Superbook Sports. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. You know what to do. Book it.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you on a Monday in the Music City. Thanksgiving week. When did the kids start getting all week off, man?
Man, when we got out of school.
I was talking about that. We didn't get that back in the day.
Exactly. It happened when we got out of school. Bring me back, principal for a day again. I change up. No, you know what? Nope. I don't want to be there. I want to be board. I want to be on the chair. What's the board?
The school board.
Put me on the chair, the school board. I'll change all this up.
Run against me?
No, I'm running with you, man.
Yeah.
Do you realize how great that would be if it was Slay versus Don?
No, I would bow out.
Where would I be on that day?
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, who you
You'd be the mayor.
Somebody campaign. You running somebody campaign.
The only loser would be me.
That's true. And Hunk.
Look at that. Hunk just put our show on in our studio.
What's up?
What's up?
Did you just was up yourself?
I like that.
I did. That was weird.
Tennessee gets rocked in South Carolina 63-38. We're talking a lot about that. Our World Cup soccer update from Ron Slay goes like this.
The game's a tie. I don't even know which game it is.
It's not just came out of my nose.
Whichever game. Pick one.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a tie.
Somebody's up 1.
No, it's a tie.
Oh, it's a tie.
1-1.
There you go.
Yeah, they'll play Friday at 1 o'clock against England, so they'll probably need to win that one. I don't know. If you need your soccer information, you got a phone.
And hit Panzica. DM or text Panzica and Will Bowling. They got all your answers.
Couple weird things about what I saw from Tennessee beyond them getting blasted. I mean, I saw some people on social media complaining about officiating. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Mm-mm.
Spencer Rattler was like, I don't know, like a basketball player that can't miss from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like when Steph gets in one of those things. Like he just couldn't miss. And Tennessee's defense had, number one, no pass rush at all.
Yep.
So he was not in trouble at all. Number two, Tennessee's secondary didn't play well. But even when they were in position, he would sail that ball like an inch past an outstretched hand into the receiver's hand, and it would be a big chunk play or a touchdown. I mean, that guy was just – I mean, it was crazy to watch.
He was on. It was 3 players. Him, Carry On, who we got the interview at SEC Media Day. Great guy, too. Like, we were on board with him as well. And then Wells Jr. Like, it was 3 people the whole game. It wasn't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That was it. They put Carry On back there and everybody. I will say this. When you talk about, when I said the defense didn't play with energy, that doesn't mean they wasn't trying, but it just wasn't extra effort.
Yeah.
Like when you saw Beasley go and try to make a play and get up and get everybody going, it was like falling on deaf ears.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
They were without Banks, which we'll address here in a minute. We will talk about that. But there were a couple things with Tennessee that I found really weird because I totally missed this game. Like I thought it was a bad matchup for South Carolina because I thought Tennessee would run the ball against the 13th ranked SEC rush defense, and that would get the pace going, flip the ball to the ref, then you're throwing, and you're going from there. Tennessee didn't do that.
Except on the first drive.
They ran the ball 17 times for 108 yards with their 2 running backs. Like, that was not the game plan, which was weird to me. Also, they won the coin toss and didn't take the ball. What the hell was that about?
Set the tone. But this is my thing, Yor. That offense ain't done nothing all year. I give them the ball, too.
No, I want up 7-0 on the road. I want to take that crowd out of it.
Especially when you have the offense that you have. Like,
yeah, I just ain't believing in them, no.
Hit them early.
They made the mistake,
Punch them in the face right away.
Yeah, I'm not believing in that offense. Like, you give me that same offense 10 times, maybe 1 out of 10 like that.
Probably not.
Never play like that again.
Probably not 1 out of 10.
That's what I'm saying. Like
maybe go 50.
They horrible.
You might get 1.
Like, what's to make you think that Byron Young and them is not going to get to this guy?
Right.
At all. I mean, at all. Yeah, he might hit a couple. You know, you might get joined out the backfield, but dog, not that. Not that. not that. That was different right there, man.
Well, and I mean, I do wonder how much the Banks stuff affected.
Defensively, yeah.
Okay, Jeremy Banks did not play. Heupel was asked about that today. Hunk, do you have that cut?
We anticipate Jeremy being with us here this week, and you know, as far as what transpired and those types of things, at the end of the day, he wasn't available this Saturday.
Yeah, Heupel's not the guy that's going to give you anything.
Nah.
What
did the actual TV crew, did they have more on it? Or?
So I was at high school basketball games, so I was watching on my phone.
So
I didn't have any audio.
I didn't even notice until
South Carolina started putting up.
Yeah. And I'm like,
where's Banks?
Dude, something is missing. And I saw Beasley getting hype. I'm like, there you go, Beasley. Get your partner going. I'm like, well, where your partner at? Your partner not in. He's not even out there. So little small things like that could throw it off. Now, looking at it in hindsight, you can look at people's facial expression and I read body language and all of that. Something was off.
Yeah.
Regardless of what people want to say, something was off.
So the rumors are that something happened with Jeremy Banks and potentially Hendon Hooker and potentially Joe Milton on Thursday that led to him not playing. Now, in terms of us taking it beyond rumor, we're not going to do that.
No, can't.
Because I haven't heard enough from people close enough. But the reality of the situation is that he wasn't there, and he needed to be there. And listen, Tennessee, we've talked about it since the offseason. The one thing left on that roster, strangely, in just Heupel being there, 20 months or whatever, is secondary and defensive in general depth.
Yep.
Right? Like, so when guys are missing – woo, it's noticeable.
It hurts.
Very bad.
But this had more to do, and for me at least, the credit, I'd rather talk about, obviously we're going to talk about from a Tennessee perspective because a lot of y'all are Tennessee fans and a lot of y'all aren't and loved it, what happened on Saturday. But the reality of the situation is, much love to South Carolina. They went out there with a great game plan and their mindset right, and they got a hot quarterback going, and they played to that. And that was it. I mean, listen, when you take out the end of half possession and the end of the game possession for South Carolina, they had the ball 10 times. They scored 9 touchdowns. Have you ever seen anything like that in an SEC game?
No, I ain't seen nothing like that outside of what Brady and them was doing with Randy Moss that year. That was pathetic.
I mean, that's video game stuff. 9 touchdowns in 10 possessions?
It was different, man. Like, they were hitting on all, like, even the play calls, it was like, whoa, where'd that come from? It was, and this is funny to me, anyway, because I just laugh. But kind of like when you were watching the Titans play against Green Bay, you were like, oh, where they play? Where they calling these plays? Like, what's this matchup? They trying to find matchups in this thing. In the South Carolina-Tennessee game, I was listen, man. That man got coach of the year last year, Shane Beamer. They were asking for the offensive coordinator to be taken away. Like, get him out of here. They were asking, do anything but Rattler. Yeah. Like, anything. Like, sit him out, give him a Jeremy Banks. He can't travel with the team situation, whatever it is. This man played different. They called their game different.
Well, and they added schematically some pieces to give him some more protection that they had not done, which I'm kind of like, why didn't you do that sooner? Right. But they did some of that to possibly help when it came to protection to give Spencer Rattler some more time.
Yep.
And I think obviously it helped.
It worked. Yeah. I was watching it with Savage, and that's what they kept showing when they were showing about the camera view behind the offensive line. Yep. He kept saying, oh, man, they have max protect.
Yep.
They have max protect. I'm like, okay, so he got time to throw.
And they added that
making plays.
The Atkins kid in, too, to kind of help with that. Yeah.
So, hey, man, that's what as much as this Tennessee defense sucked, and they did every bit of it, man, them boys balled, man. Like, I can't make excuses for butt whoopings. Like, it ain't that's one of them dudes. You made the grade, man. Go on in there and see your mama.
Yeah.
Go on in there, take that belt, man. Go on and go on to your room. It ain't nothing to say.
That's so heartbreaking, though. I mean, for this program, for the fans, for this team, you're that close.
Well, and that's what presents Heupel with his biggest challenge since he's been there.
To make a bounce back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
your quarterback's gone.
The cheese was in front of you, and now it's been taken away. So,
but you can still finish strong and end up in a great bowl game.
Of course. But, like, when you're dealing with young people in this generation, like, how affected by the thought of not playing for the football championship are they?
And how do you make sure the buy-in stays?
Yeah, and organizationally, I think, like, as business owners and salespeople and whatever you might be out there, I think it's an interesting week to kind of watch and see if he is able to get that mindset right.
Let me tell you this. If I'm a senior in that locker room, regardless of just what happened, our goal coming into this season was to leave this better than what we found it. There's no way, regardless of what just happened against South Carolina, we can't play for a national championship, but we still have the opportunity to go play in a New Year's Six Bowl. Y'all are not ruining this for me. And if you're not on board, do not get on this bus and go to Nashville. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming from a different cloth right here. Them seniors are too. Byron Young was working at what? Dollar General store?
Yeah, Dollar General.
Like, dog, now, take control of that locker room. Yep. We done raved about it all year, so let's not get to the end and talk about the culture and everything that ain't in order. Because damn what Heupel and the staff got going on. These players is who we gave it to. Heupel always deflected all year and said, you know what? This is what we going to do. The players, they did this. We don't know. The coaches, we don't deserve this. The players did this. They bought into it. They did. So it's still on you. You take the reins. You tell his team, get in order. Banks, fall in line. If you can't, man, stay away from him. What we got going on, man.
That'll be an interesting situation, too.
And then, matter of fact, Hendon, come talk to these folks. Come talk to these folks how quick it can be snapped and taken away from you. You talking about national championship? Man, this man's whole career. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, put it in perspective. So, if that's the case, y'all, and they can't get up for this game coming Saturday, hey, man, all this was a fraud. All that was fake. Y'all just got hot. Ain't no culture change. The culture's still there. Them 35 that left should have been 35 more to go with them then. Because didn't nothing change. All this a facade. I'm not standing for that. You know what I'm saying? Not if I'm in that locker room. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you.
I think they'll be okay. But
well done.
Gotta be.
Yep.
Well done.
But it changes. I mean, Hendon Hooker's injury changes everything.
Oh, everyone. I don't care who you are, and if you hate Tennessee or whatever, that kid is special, man. Mm-hmm. I say kid. He's
every bit of an adult.
Like,
every bit of an adult.
He's been paying insurance.
What is he, 24 years old?
He's more mature than most of us.
They know how to balance checkbooks and everything.
Right, but what I was going to say, no matter where you are, you pay attention to college football, that breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And you knew it. You knew it when he cut, man.
Yeah.
When you get a non-contact thing and a playmaker like that just drops the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And he was screaming. The man was screaming, mouth wide open screaming when he went down. So that right there, that's enough for me. Like if that right there don't move you, man, forget the university. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about somebody that you done grinded with from the preseason.
I'll bet they won't even have to ask Hendon to talk to the team. I'd bet anything that dude would want to. Hey, y'all want to know what this is about? Let me tell you.
Hey, man, that's enough for me, dog.
Look at my journey.
That's enough for me, dog. It's still right there ahead of you. And guess what? Yeah. I'm still going to ride with y'all. Yeah,
that's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
I'd be, ooh, boy, woo.
I've just seen, and I know a lot of other people have seen Tennessee teams that didn't care in that last game.
Without question.
And I hate saying that about anybody out there on a field or court, but
guess what, though, that's what the problem was. We were talking about culture.
Yeah.
Even then, that was culture. Like,
so this is an opportunity to prove that it's different.
Show us. There you go.
Yeah.
Show us. Everything you've been preaching is right here ahead of you. Show me.
Because let me tell you something. Vanderbilt is a confident football team now.
They are.
And the thing that they've been able to do in these last two games, they lost 26 consecutive SEC games. Yeah. And then they beat Kentucky. And you know what they did? They didn't let, but Chris Rodriguez got his, right?
Yeah.
But they limited Levis. 11 of 23, 109 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. So they took away one of the things that Kentucky wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky wants to be balanced, right? Florida wants to run the ball. They want to run the ball. Vanderbilt took that away from them. 21 carries, 45 yards. Now, they threw it for 400 yards and 3 scores, but Vanderbilt took away one of the things that they did. Yep. And they were able to get the win. Mm-hmm. Tennessee is a 14-point favorite in this game. We've got all week to talk about it. Well, I'll say all week. We're off Thursday, Friday. But we've got the next 3 days to talk about this. FPI gives the Vols a 93.2% chance to win. But I'm telling you right now, if you were over in that Vanderbilt locker room coming off those 2 wins and watching what Tennessee just put out there against South Carolina, we're standing on their neck.
Because you got to look around the SEC like everybody's preaching the same thing in Cadillac. All you preaching is culture. Y'all could fold. You could fold, but it's a person that's put this jersey on just like you before. That's why it's so imperative that man stays around the program. Because the way he can come speak to him, you can't speak if you've never been in that jersey. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never represented Auburn, you can't speak the way that he's going to speak. Same thing, the candy was given to us, Mike Wright Jr., this the leader at SEC Media Day. The reason I was so on board with, man, let that man play, let him go with it, because this is what you gave us. This is what you sold us on. If you sold us on this, I can only imagine what you sold your team on. That's who you going to follow. So to sit him down in the middle of the season or whatever it was, and whatever reason, it don't even matter what the reason was, for him to bounce back, the reason people say, man, how can he get up there and play the way he is? Because that man is a true professional in whatever he's doing right now. To get back out there and lead them go to Kentucky and get a victory against a top 25 team?
Yeah.
You talking about culture? Then go against the Gators at home when it's flooded with Gator fans?
Yeah.
Culture? They got it. So come down here playing if you want to over there at First Bank.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting matchup this weekend now.
Like that, it means more.
It's going to be fun.
By the way, it's candy. It's Tennessee Vandy week, so it's candy now.
I hope
that's why you switched?
Yeah, I hope don't nobody think I said didn't mean to say that.
Friday, to those that didn't listen,
Friday candy all week.
I almost called you wrong.
It's Halloween.
Slade did say, come Monday.
It's candy.
That's what it is.
They candy.
I'm going to give you props, but y'all
By
candy.
the way, did you see they got fined for rushing the field?
No, that's wrong.
What was it, 250, I think?
That's wrong, man.
225.
It's like $10,000 a person, right?
Wait, Vandy charged the field?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Well, I know, but if you look at the picture, it was or you look at the video, it was like the slowest field charge. It was like, wow, we're not supposed to be doing this. You guys good with this? Is it okay? Let me stop here and just wait. Are you sure it's okay for me to do this? Okay, we're going.
We're going at
So, yeah, they should, sure enough.
They should prorate
that, fined.
That should be prorated.
I feel like you shouldn't fine.
Let it go.
What? Come on. Vanderbilt was 0-for
and then they hit them in the
SEC
head
last year. That was their second SEC win, and they got it against Florida at home. Don't fine them.
Let them go.
I guarantee you no other SEC team would complain about it if you let them slide on this one.
You're going to let they got it.
They're good.
Cool.
They're
good.
Cool.
That'll be true.
Yeah, it's worth it.
When you see it.
615-737-1045. We got one line open. We'll go to the phones when we come back. 3HL-1045 The Zone.
Hey, what's happening? Ron Slay here, man. Let me tell y'all a little bit that's happening right now over at Music City Autoplex. Let's take advantage of this, people. Get on your horse, get on your shoes, whatever you got to do to get on down to 2430 Gallatin Pike North. Online at MusicCityAutoplex.com if you want to use your handheld device. That's slashing the prices, people. Yep, the orders have been given. It's an opportunity for you. Music City Autoplex making an aggressive push to turn over the inventory. What does that mean? This means they are making hundreds of units that must be sold, whatever it takes. Thousands of dollars in savings for you. This is the time for you to get a deal on your next late model used vehicle. It's unheard of, I know. Yeah, but you're hearing it from me, Ron Slay, right now. If you're in the market for a vehicle, don't miss this opportunity to snag the best prices you will see all year long. You can see the slash prices online, or better yet, visit the lot like I told you before. And when you visit the lot in person, you'll see why. They are the uncommon dealership. It's not just about the way they do business, but it's also about the inventory. When you drive by, see hundreds of vehicles. You don't use this or see this anywhere else. 2430 Gallatin Pike North, Music City Autoplex, people. Go get you a car.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Appreciate you being with us on a Monday, Thanksgiving week, 615-737-1045. By the way, you were talking about that South Carolina environment, and I've been a couple of times also. Mm-hmm. It is like, I know a lot of y'all haven't been there because it's not like a destination deal. Like a lot of people will go to other school games just to experience like Sanford Stadium or go to an LSU game or something like that. South Carolina probably not high on that list, but I'm telling you, the environment's awesome. And you were right. We didn't get a chance to really get into it. They've never been good. Outside of Steve Spurrier, listen, that school has won 10 or more games 4 times in the history of the school. 3 of them were Steve Spurrier. Mm-hmm.
That's South Carolina?
Yeah. But it's still live as crap there.
I mean, I remember when I was in school, they went winless my freshman year, I think, wherein I was at Auburn, and then I think they won 1 game like the next year. But it didn't matter. Their stadium was always packed. Always.
Rocking.
Let's go.
I mean, watching losing football.
Yeah, that's so.
And a lot of times they're not awful. They're just like right there around 500, you know,
so
historically speaking.
At the end of the game, we were having a conversation, me and Savage, and I was like, is this them?
For this,
yeah, my bad. Is this them turning the corner? South Carolina, that is. And I'm still like, no. Like, even if they they put it all in one division, they'll be mid-pack, right below average some years, between 7 and 8 in the SEC. If you put all of it, bundle it together, like, that's crazy to say, and they get that kind of support. But you always got to be aware because they got Georgia in 2019 like that. Like they can always get up and shock somebody because they do have talent.
They beat Florida last year.
Yeah, they got talent. You know what I mean? Like just in the state alone.
In the state.
Yeah. So like people go and poach. Like I know Tennessee poaches from South Carolina. So yeah.
So does Georgia.
So what does it mean? Like what's
Clemson?
The ceiling? What's the ceiling for them? 7, 8 wins a season,
and then an outlier. I mean,
make a bowl game.
Spurrier won 11 3 years in a row. 11-2 3 years in a row. Outside of that, I mean, you got to go back to 1984. Joe Morris was the coach. That's the only other year they won 10 or more. Mm-hmm. They won 10 that year. 615-737-1045. I wonder what the people have to say. Let's go to Mike in Franklin. Mike, what's up, man?
Hi, people.
What's up, Brent?
Yo, what up?
You and I were inboxing. We got a mutual friend. We were inboxing on LinkedIn. I'm not going to say who we are, but Slay, I think I dunked on you one time before, but it's all good.
Oh.
Man.
Oh.
That's a hell of a start to the call. LinkedIn messages and dunking on Slay.
Man.
We will talk about the stadium in South Carolina. It's fantastic. I played there. It's awesome. The environment's great.
Mm-hmm.
Hendon Hooker, it's sad. What a good kid.
Yeah.
What a great kid. Vol Walk last week in Missouri. Hugged my 10-year-old during Vol Walk. Love him. So sad. But I feel like I've been on hold for so long. I need some of the testosterone shots that y'all advertise. I really need that.
We can get them to you.
Because I've been on hold for forever. But
you are the first call, though.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Let's point that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I said on a 50-yard line game for the Florida game. A friend of mine's son plays defensive tackle for Vandy. Florida, I wish I knew the stats, how many drop passes they had. If we knew that stat, the drop passes, if they didn't drop all the passes they dropped, they would have boat race Vandy. Tennessee's going to come in here, even with whoever plays quarterback, we're going to boat race Vandy. We're going to go and get a good bowl game. I think it's still a win for the university. I'm an MTSU guy, so go Blue Raiders.
Yep.
But Vandy does not have a chance to beat the Vols. And we'll be down there. We're going to be loud. We're going to be in orange. It's going to be an all-orange stadium. I can't wait to be there. But anyway, thanks for all y'all do. Listen to y'all every day on the way home. Hey, and our men's soccer, they got a tie today. Should have won it, but the World Cup was great today. But anyway, love y'all. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Mike.
it,
bro. 615-737-1045. Dunked on you, huh?
Hey, let me just put what do you call it?
Cherry on the Sunday?
I guess you can call it that. But
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say.
I'm going to put a caution out there for the callers. Listen, if Babsy ever gets hold to the phone line when you call in and say how long you been on hold, you probably will be on hold again. So I'm just warning y'all.
Head lobbed
she gonna start looking at Hunk in a minute and saying, end it. And So
This
if y'all,
is true.
if y'all don't upset the Babsy. I'm telling you right now.
Don't be complaining.
Yeah, just get on, say what you got to say.
You chose to stay there.
Yeah, like hang up and call
If
back.
you don't
or something.
like
We
it,
love
hang
you.
up.
Yeah,
615-737-1045. With that said, let's go to
Happy
James
Monday, by the way.
in Ashland City. James, what's up?
Hi, James.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my phone call.
Yeah.
Before I get to what I really, before I get to what I called for, I just want to say this. I think the hardest thing for diehard Tennessee fans, and my family used to be a season ticket owner way back in the day, is to see these rare opportunities. These opportunities to get in that playoff are rare.
Yep.
And when you have, all you got to do is take care of business because you know.
Whoops.
That was real.
Did you mean to do that to Mike and just was delayed?
That was
gosh.
real. I
You
told
just
y'all.
sniped it?
Hey,
listen.
y'all start talking about lost opportunities, you're gone. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I really hit the wrong button.
I got dropped quicker than a Florida
got-
Gator pass right there.
Hey, well,
Man.
listen,
Who
I threw
was
that
it?
caution
He
out there
wasn't
for
even
Babsy.
saying- I was like, he wasn't even saying anything
I
bad.
should have did it for you. I thought it was going to get to a good point there.
Sorry. Oh, call back. Sorry.
I put a lot of thought into that thing, too.
Oh, he so did.
Who?
Oh, that ain't
Look,
funny, man.
Other
Call back,
people have
man.
dropped now.
Yeah,
They're
man,
like,
dropped.
screw
Everybody
y'all.
nervous. Everybody nervous. Hey, man, we apologize.
Like, I'm not doing this today. I'm gone.
They own one today. No, it's not because we got drug in South Carolina. That's not what's happening.
Oh, man.
Y'all start talking about lost opportunities. I'm out. Thomas in the borough. Thomas, what's up?
You're good, Thomas.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up, Thomas, man?
I'm going to try not to drop
man.
you.
Hey, I was listening to y'all earlier, and me and my buddies, we were texting throughout the whole game the night with Tennessee, South Carolina. Man, it was almost the second quarter when we realized, hey, where's Banks? When the whole time we were sitting there, we started saying, the commentators. No one never mentioned
No
Banks.
one
It's like,
said it.
You would
Oh,
think the
they did
captain
not?
of the defense would said something, man, but no one said, like, I'm not trying to be, but as a diehard fan, I do think Heupel needs to come out and be like, put some stuff to rest because, man, something ain't adding up on all this. But with all that said, hey, we finished. We take care of business in Nashville, get a good bowl game. We finish 11-2. Amazing seasons. Hats off to them young men. And we'll come back next year, and hopefully, this is going to sting for a long time. But, we'll just take it as we go. But I'm just curious about what y'all thought. Not even the commentators mentioned Banks was out, which was very
crazy.
odd to
It was
me.
the whole thing is
Well-
a weird situation, man. It really is.
I
Appreciate
wonder.
it, Thomas.
I mean,
Thank
yeah.
you, Thomas.
Thanks,
I'm going to let
Thomas,
you go now, man, if
because
that's okay.
I was wondering what the commentators had to say about it because usually coaches will tell you
Yeah.
pregame or whatever. Now, we had a situation at LSU that Keyshawn Boutte, the stud wide receiver, he was out there for warmups. Like I always go through and find my key players just to put eyes on them and all that. He was out there for warmups. Well, then first couple drives, he's nowhere to be found and he's not on the bench. So I ended up finding out he was sick all week. He didn't play.
Yeah.
But that was a perfect example. Like we immediately were like, okay, wait, that's a key player. Why is he not even on the bench?
Right.
So, we found out. That's why I was curious what the announcing team kind of said about Banks, because now sometimes coaches won't tell you. Like Brian Kelly didn't tell me anything about Keyshawn being sick during the week. You know what I mean? I had to find out later. So
I always I was thinking maybe it was going too fast. They was going too fast, and we was going too fast.
Yeah.
So the defense wasn't out there that long. I had no idea, but I'm telling you, like me and Savage kind of noticed at the same time, like,
What's
dude, where's
going on?
Banks? Like,
Yeah, that's
nobody
funny.
said anything.
well,
I got a
Holly Rowe
I
was
got
on
a-
the sideline. She's on her game
she'll be
too.
on it,
So I
yeah.
wonder if they knew and they just.
I got a
wasn't
text
addressed.
message about it in the second half. So
I'm telling
I
you.
didn't know. But again, I was at a CPA basketball game watching on my phone with no
You
volume.
felt like something was missing, though, but you didn't know what was missing. And it was
Look, I'm going to get yelled at for not going to break, but James called back.
Oh, James.
And I owe it to James to take heat from
You
my
do.
boss to keep going. James, I'm so sorry, brother.
Hello, my dad.
Yes.
You're here.
Yeah, what's
Brent
up?
apologized.
Oh, it's okay. I finished my whole comments before I realized I got cut off.
All right, well, take two.
So, okay, I'm going to make this brief, though, guys. Let me just say this. The biggest thing that breaks my heart as a Tennessee fan
all these years, and my family used to be season ticket holders, is we were at a very, very rare opportunity this weekend. We had 2 games to win. You know, Michigan and Ohio State are going to knock one or the other out. You're knocking on the door, and we blew it. And for me, those opportunities, Slade, that those opportunities don't come around every day. And that's what was hard to swallow. And my second point I wanted to make, and please don't misunderstand me when I say this, I am in no way, shape, or form comparing Josh Heupel to Derek Dooley because he's a lot better coach. But watching that defense in Columbia this weekend, it reminded me of the 2012 defense. And so, and there's been, and again, I realize there's players out, but we're going to have to do a better job of recruiting either through the transfer portal or through just recruiting itself better on the defensive side of the ball as we do on the offensive side of the ball. And I'll just hang up and let you guys stew over that what I said. Thanks for taking my call back, guys. I really appreciate that.
Love you, James.
Thank you.
I do want to address that, though, because that's
let's do it when we come back. 615-737-1045. Reaction Monday with 3HL on 1045 The Zone. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. You will completely enjoy your car buying experience there. If you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you need, my friends at Gupton will be able to help you out, new or pre-owned. They are there for you with no pressure at all on you. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. And I've been through that process with them several times. They are awesome people with which to work. And after the sale is final, they stay with you and communicate with you to make sure everything is going well. And I really appreciate that. And I'm sure you will too. GuptonMotors.com is the website. You can check out all the inventory there. All the dealership information is there as well. GuptonMotors.com, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. 24 west toward Clarksville, about 9 miles outside the city. You'll take exit 35, and it'll be a quick and easy 30-minute trip to the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, GuptonMotors.com.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Honka. Titans and Bengals on Sunday, 12 o'clock kick. You'll be able to hear it right here on 104.5 The Zone. Will Joe Mixon be going? We don't know. He is currently in concussion protocol, according to Cincinnati. Matter of fact, the Bengals actually opened up in Vegas as a 1.5-point favorite as of right now. The Titans have made some moves this afternoon, even though they did not really do anything today. They have officially waived Josh Lambo, the kicker, as they have also signed Chris Conley as well as Eric Smith to the practice squad. Both Chris Conley and Eric Smith were with the team last week, and they were cut. Around the NFL, Kyle Pitts is officially done for the season as he has a torn MCL and he will need surgery. As far as the Commanders, they're finally getting their man back. Defensive end Chase Young has officially been activated. He has not played in the NFL since September 12th of 2021. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. It is Monday of Thanksgiving week.
Hey.
Hey, there she is.
Hey.
There she is.
That's Bonk. That's Bonk. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
You know what else it is?
What, Babsy?
It's rivalry week,
Yes,
baby.
it is.
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Or damn Eagle.
Bring it on.
Hey, 2 wins in a row for Cadillac. They look great against Western.
Yeah.
That's another game I missed.
By the way, I was just going to point it out, boys. Which way did you go?
Oh, I went Western.
On that
money line.
Auburn. No, not you. I know you. I'm asking Slay.
I love it.
Good. That's my guy.
I'll
right
tell
there.
you. What,
But I was trying to tell
me
you,
and
y'all
Slay will tell you when we win and lose games.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't be
I said
betting
it wasn't.
against Cadillac.
Now, listen, I wasn't going to bet against that environment, man. The way he got them people down there bought in.
You can probably bet against them this weekend.
I
You're
didn't think they
safe
could
there.
score, 21.5 or whatever it is. I did go over the 49.
Because you think Alabama's going to score way more than that, yeah. But that's okay. Hey,
Man,
there have been crazier things that have
man.
happened in that rivalry. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now.
My best bet win, though, my biggest bet of the weekend was the Dallas Cowboys. Remember I told you on
Yep,
Friday,
so
Dallas
good.
Cowboys over Minnesota. It didn't make sense for
Slaughtered them.
Dallas to be favored over Minnesota on the road.
Yeah.
They slaughtered them.
Slaughtered.
That was crazy.
They pulled the Cowboys. Like they kind of do. They kind of do the opposite of what you think's going to happen.
He sure did.
Titans Bengals coming up this weekend. Titans a
Can't wait for
1
this.
point underdog at home.
Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh, I can't wait for this.
Guess who can't wait for it?
Oh.
Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm hanging up on people. I'm forgetting to hit Slay's intro. I don't know what's going on here. I got to get my crap together.
Hey, by the way, talking Titans Bengals, you saw Joe Mixon with a concussion.
Saw that.
Yep. Happened in the third quarter of the Steelers game.
Yep. So, I mean, that concussion protocol is no joke right now.
So, they got to be on it.
Yep.
Because
Have
everything's swirling, yeah.
With what happened to
everything with
Tua?
that. Yeah, with Tua. Very careful.
Real quick, let's see. Austin Peay finished 7-4 after losing 34-0 at Alabama. That game was 7-0 midway through the first quarter, though.
That was amazing. Shout out to P. Go P.
Let's go P. TSU wins its finale 22-14 at Texas A&M Commerce. MTSU, 6-point underdog against Florida Atlantic, trying to get bowl eligible, pounded the Owls 49-21. Shout out to a couple players for MTSU. Senior quarterback Chase Cunningham, 40 of 54, career high 448 yards passing.
He threw 54 passes?
54 passes.
Good Lord.
5 touchdowns on the day. And then sophomore running back, it looks like it should be Frank Peasant, but it's Peasant, had 166 yards of total offense with 3 touchdowns. MTSU plays at FIU Saturday at 5 o'clock. Looks like they're talking about, and I'm only keeping up with this probably, honestly, selfishly, because my kid is on the team, but Myrtle Beach or Hawaii. How about that?
Neither one of those suck.
So that is a little update. Crazy day in the world of college football, obviously, on Saturday. Georgia wins by 10 against Kentucky. Ohio State led by 6 late and was on defense and got a pick 6 to win by 13. It made it look a little bit worse than it was, or better. Number 3, Michigan wins by 2 with a late field goal. Number 4, TCU wins by 1 with a late field goal. Number 5, Tennessee gets blasted as a 22.5-point favorite. Number 13, North Carolina lost to Georgia Tech.
That was crazy. Did Georgia Tech didn't even have a quarterback, did they?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, they fired their coach. Like, what?
But, like, their top 3 quarterbacks were all injured or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Injured or out or whatever. They didn't even have a quarterback. And here's the deal. Mac Brown, like, the start of that game, Mac Brown had talked to the broadcast crew about trap games. And basically he was like, trap games do not exist. If you are a mature enough football team, you do not, like, a trap game doesn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I don't think his team's mature because that trap game flat out happened.
A little immature. Tough.
Now, that Carolina defense leaves a bit to be desired, yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, but offense was the problem. 21-17, I think, the final.
Yeah.
Number 14, Ole Miss lost by 15 at unranked Arkansas. You called that one. I went right there with you.
Yep.
Did anybody see? Go ahead.
We went moneyline Arkansas.
Yes, we did.
Did anyone see the SEC Network broadcast?
Yes.
It was Jordan Rogers and Tom Hart and Cole Kublik, the primetime SEC Network crew. And I mean, some people loved it and some people hated it, but they called the entire game from the field, all 3 of them.
That's tough.
I'm out on that.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. Trust me, I walk that field every single weekend.
You can't see.
You can't see.
Right.
Your view to be able to see everything is up top. I love it because I can hear everything down there. I feel the energy. I'm right in the middle of all of that.
But that's why you have one person down there.
Yeah, to have your sideline reporter down there to be able to hear things and know things and all of that. But you can't see the action. Now, for them, it didn't matter because that game ended up being a blowout. But I'm just curious if anybody else watched it, if they liked it or did not like it.
Yeah,
they're always trying new stuff,
right? But from a play-by-play perspective, you need to be.
That's hard.
You need to be able to see it.
Shoot, it's hard enough to see it up top.
Yep, right. A lot of times. Number 20, Central Florida lost to 3-7 Navy, which will be broadcasting live from Army Navy. Can't wait to do that again. Number 24, NC State lost by 15 at unranked Louisville. So a lot of weird things going on. Real quick.
Do it quick, then, Yor.
I pulled the numbers of the Oklahoma transfer quarterbacks on Saturday. Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb Williams, USC quarterback, they win 48-45 in a shootout against UCLA, defense optional.
Yeah, that was another one everyone was watching.
Spencer Rattler, 30-37, 438 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, 16 yards rushing against Tennessee. Caleb Williams, 32 of 43, 470 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 33 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. So combined, the Oklahoma transfer quarterbacks, I'm sure they'd be just fine with having one of those dudes. Maybe not Spencer, but that was kind of an outlier performance. But anyway, those 2 guys on Saturday combined 62 of 80. That's 78% on 80 passes. 908 yards, 8 touchdowns, 49 yards rushing, and another touchdown.
Goodness gracious.
Amazing. 615-737-1045. Let's go, Jonathan in Smyrna. Jonathan, what's up?
Jonathan.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Hey, we're good.
All right, like I called last week, Trey, we knocked off Kentucky last week, knocked off Florida this week. And to that one caller that said, well, if Florida hadn't dropped this pass and this and that, guess what? A lot of things happen in games. You got to have a little luck on your side. Pete Carroll would have another Super Bowl if he just run the ball instead of trying to throw the ball. So you can sit there and keep saying, oh, well, if this, if that, if this, if that. Guess what? It is what it is. And Ron Slay, like you say, we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. They go out there, they fight for Clark Lee from beginning to end. They've had a lot of games where they got bullied, and they've had a lot of games that were close that they won, that they lost. But guess what? They keep fighting. And Ron, I love you, but ain't no candy this week. Ain't no candy this week. A lot of people, of course, coming into the season, people would have said,
This was a walkthrough game for Tennessee to get through. But the way that Vandy's been playing the past 2 weeks, you can't truly say that. You can't truly say that. And I will say this. I hated to see Hendon Hooker go down. I will say that. I've had an ACL tear myself, and I hated to see that for that man, and I hope he gets better. But anchor down, baby. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Man, you too, man.
Yeah, the whole quarterback situation has been really weird. We've talked a lot about this. I think we've been on top of Vanderbilt pretty good this year. But I didn't anticipate these 2 SEC wins, though. But they went back to Mike Wright. So if Mike Wright can't make specific throws or whatever it is that led him to the bench, he owns that locker room, man.
Yep.
And we knew it when we met him and spent 5 minutes with him at media days. Like, you can tell. Like, if you own a company, I want that dude running it.
Babsy, she raved about it going into it. Like, I can't wait for y'all to meet him. I can't wait. Like, Babs, who is it? Like, you got like this man walking up here like Moses with the staff. Like, who is he? You know what I'm saying? But, hey, he won us over immediately.
You know what his starting record is this year?
What?
4-1.
I mean, hey, dog, like, proof in the pudding, man. Everything ain't going to go right, like, especially coming from there. Y'all got plenty of stuff that ain't going right over there at Vandy. So, I mean, dude, stick with it, man. I salute to them. And the call is right. One thing about it, they have played hard for him.
Yeah.
We saw that from the get-go. Like, the talent may not always be there. The execution may not always be there, but as far as the effort.
The depth certainly isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. But execution-wise, man, you tip your hat to them and tell them good job, and they go back to work.
That's a great storyline, too. Mike Wright's parents went to Tennessee. Like, I mean,
both of them.
This is going to be a fun one, man.
Listen, I'm cheering for Mike Wright, but Mike, you ain't get. Oh, that's over with now, man. I'm candy all week. I'm telling you right now.
Candy.
I'm going to get some candy. I got some candy in my lunchbox. I'm about to eat some in a minute. But this is what I'm telling you. If I don't get, if this is my bet, I'll wait till Wednesday.
Oh.
Speaking of bets, somebody called about you swimming a river or something about a loss.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I do.
Oh, that's the Vandy game.
Oh, that's the Vandy game. That's right.
Okay, somebody calls like, hey, Slay's supposed to swim the river.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
Tell him to get out there swimming with me.
Swim across the Cumberland.
Listen, that last caller, though, was saying, everybody expects the Vandy game to be a walkthrough for Tennessee. Guess what? That's what I thought South Carolina would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I really
I'm not there anymore. I've completely flipped on that.
The only reason I'm flipping on that, and there's any question in at all, is because Hendon is out. That's the only question. Like, if Hendon was still playing, this is a walkthrough game, without question.
Even without Jeremy Banks.
Even without Jeremy Banks, it's a walkthrough game because the Hendon is just different. You know what I'm saying? There's pride different. Like, I want to see how these guys come out here and bounce back. Pride is in question for me right now. I got to see him.
If Jeremy Banks is out against Vanderbilt, which Heupel said today they anticipate him being there, but then you have a week to prepare for it as opposed to no time.
Yeah. But Candy,
and that's not why they lost. They lost because South Carolina beat the doors off them.
Yeah, and listen,
but
Candy.
that plays into it. And regardless of what's going on, there was a reason he wasn't there that didn't have to do with injury that Heupel's, doesn't want to talk about. But there is a disconnect, and there's something going on.
Yep. All right.
And that's a distraction.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, coming up. Titans Bengals coming up this weekend. We'll get his take on Tennessee, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vandy. Also next on 104.5.
That's right, Savage.
Tighten up. Hey, if you want to make sure you're taking care of the holidays for somebody and you're doing the right thing and winning in the gift department, let me tell you where you need to go. A Moment's Peace, Salon and Day Spa, because absolutely everybody loves spa gifts. Moms, sisters, daughters, anybody in your family loves a spa gift. Maybe you have the entire family coming over for the holidays. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Send them there. They've got spa parties. Put one together for the family. Boom. You win. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa has at least 10 different services all under one roof. I'm talking massages and manicures, pedicures, sunless tanning, waxing, facials, hair salon, makeup. They can do it all. And they can make it easy for you. Gift cards, print them directly from their website, amomentspiece.com. They make it easy on you. Click, call, or stop by. Their phone number, 615-224-0770. If you have any questions or some special requests, or just stop by, let them help you out. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across Interstate 65 from Galleria Mall at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakers Bridge Avenue. Win in the gift department. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Produced by Joe Hunk. Titans Bengals coming up this weekend. The voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, joins us now. Mike, what's up? How are you?
Getting ready for Thanksgiving and getting ready for Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. So excited to be back in the swing of things and was excited to have a slow weekend. It was nice.
I was going to ask you, as an NFL play-by-play guy that had the game happen on Thursday, what did your weekend look like? You get a lot of chores done? Is that what happens?
Yeah, I mean, chores happened. There's no doubt. Chores happened. But it did some work and watched some football. Might have gotten a nap. Naps are very underrated.
What? And, yes. I'm with you, Mike. Yeah. That's my go-to.
I love a nap. Don't get many. And, it was funny because we played 3 games in 11 days, and 2 of them were road night games. And that's a little – that takes it out of you more than you would think. So little nap kind of catching up is a good thing.
How surprised were you by that South Carolina performance against Tennessee?
Surprised that they were able to do what they were able to do, undoubtedly. But, I mean, through the course of the whole year, one of the difficulties for me about Tennessee, and one of the reasons I think they've done such a remarkable job, is I still don't think they have quite enough big people up front that play like some SEC teams do. And I think when you have a bad night, the one thing you can turn to is you can expect, somebody who looks like a big Jeff or one of your offensive linemen to turn the game around. They can take over the game when you're having a big night overall. And I think that showed up, unfortunately, for Tennessee. They had a bad night. And South Carolina was able to take advantage fully of the bad night. South Carolina had a great night. I mean, there's no question about it. They played fantastic football overall. Was I surprised they scored 63 points? Sure. But I thought Tennessee was going to have to fight through it because I just didn't think they had a chance to go be physically dominant over anybody else they played because I don't think they're there yet, which I think makes the job that Josh Heupel and his staff, I think that makes it even more remarkable.
Yeah.
I just, everything we kind of feared early in the year kind of came to pass in that ball game. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. 9 touchdowns in 10 drives. Outside of the end of half and end of game, that's pretty remarkable performance by South Carolina. Do you think Tennessee can get it back and go over to Nashville and play well?
That's the question.
Yeah.
That's the question about where they are right now because, they're not playing for the playoff anymore. We knew there was probably no chance at the SEC championship, but there's certainly no chance of that now. They've got a lot to play for. I mean, a 10-win season is a big deal. That's better than anybody thought they would do. Sounds like it's the Cotton Bowl, which is an outstanding bowl game. There are a lot of good things that can still happen in recruiting and so on and so forth. So, this is going to be a real challenge, not just for the coaches, but for the overall leadership on this ball club. And that's what you want to see at this point because Vanderbilt's playing well. I think everybody knew when Clark Lee took that job that Vanderbilt was getting a good coach, and he has gotten that thing on track. They know what they want to do, and they're doing it. And he doesn't have as many players as he wants right now. His recruiting is going well. But the fact of the matter is they are vastly improved. And if Tennessee fiddles around with them, Vanderbilt will win the football game. So, it's just going to be a matter of can Tennessee make it their game. And that, with their style of play, that's always going to be the key.
Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith with us on 3HL.
All right, let's talk a little Titans, Mike. Man, this extra time off. I'm not sure there's a team that needed it more than the Titans.
I'd say that's probably right, Dawn. Yeah. For even the guys who were playing, I mean, take out the injuries, but the 3 games in 11 days, the fact that we had the bye as early as we did, these little extra breaks are going to be key. And you've certainly seen Mike Vrabel embrace it with how much time he's given the team off. They've proven they can handle that sort of thing, which is a nice part of what they're about. They're grown-up football team, and they act like a grown-up football team. And so I think it's going to be a big lift to them. And there's always the possibility you get somebody back or somebody's back. And they could certainly use some bodies at this point for where they are. I mean, what they were trying to do, at the end of the Green Bay game and at the end of the Denver game, it was pretty remarkable. And they were able to pull through.
Mike, you talk about getting people back, man. Traylon Burks, his impact on that game, man. Can you sum that up for us? Because listening to you on the call, you was loving it.
Absolutely. I love the way he plays. I love that style of player. And I think Dave McGinnis hit it on the head. He called it back in October when we were watching a practice. He said, this guy's ready to take off. And just as he was ready to take off, he hurt his toe. And then he comes back and he works his way in the Denver game. And now he has this opportunity to play in this game against Green Bay, and he catches a couple of deep shots. But I like the quick screens, the short crossers, things like that, because at some point he's going to break a tackle, rip somebody's arm off, take it with him, and and he's going to go make a big play down the field. He has really, really started to round into the guy that we thought he would be because of the overall physicality that he has. And it's going to be exciting to see what he does the rest of the way. And, certainly the 7 for 111 is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's just such a threat. You must respect it. You have no choice. If you don't respect it, he's going to go by you. And that helps Robert Woods. That helps Cody Hollister. That helps Nick Westbrook-Akine. I mean, I think it helps the tight ends. It's making everybody better right now.
Yeah, I thought Robert Woods looked great too, man. And, Ryan Tannehill, Mike, was on point. I had so much fun going back to watch the game again and just watch how precise he was. Not just with the throws, obviously that was the case, but also it looked like he had a clear sense as to what was going on around him, pre-snap, during the play. It was just a fun Ryan Tannehill game to watch.
Well, he was turning it loose. That was the thing is he hit the fifth step, and certainly there were moments where he had to hold the ball and go to a second or third read. But when he had it, he was ripping it. And when a quarterback's doing that, I mean, even on the interception, okay, that wasn't a great decision. But the fact of the matter is he thought the guy was there, and he ripped it. And for the most part, listen, you're going to have things come up. I mean, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Joe Montana and all of them throw interceptions every once in a while. But what you want to see is your quarterback be decisive. Because when an NFL quarterback is decisive, that's when he can fit it in the tight windows because he makes that commitment to let that throw go. And the guys went and got it for him. They made some nice catches in traffic. He made some outstanding throws into some tight windows. It was very exciting to see him have a chance to do that, and it's certainly very happy for him to do it on that stage because, listen, 2 years ago he played poorly up there on Sunday Night Football. He got dominated by the MVP, and the Titans got dominated. Well, turnabout was fair play last Thursday night.
Mike, now this is the athlete Slay talking to you. Now I want you to calm me down and tell me I'm lying. Mike?
Okay.
I got this game right here. This one been circled ever since last year. Ever since last season, I had this game circled. I couldn't wait for the Bengals to come in here. It's on, Mike. It's on. Now, I want you to tell me I'm lying right now, Mike.
I don't think you're lying, but I mean, if this were a playoff game, I would agree with it.
Okay.
But I mean, listen. We could beat Cincinnati 100-0 Sunday, and it wouldn't take back what happened on January 22nd.
Well,
so, and remember when we used to play the Rams after the Super Bowl in 2000, and every time we would beat them, the St. Louis media would say, "Oh, Jeff Fisher trying to relive the Super Bowl, trying to exorcise the demons." It's like, no, he's moved on.
Right.
I mean, you just – they got us, okay? They got us. just like Baltimore got us a couple times. Well, guess what? We got them a couple times too.
Yeah.
At their place. So, that's a part. Sure, it'd be great to win it, but the big thing about winning it is a vitally important AFC game right now. And here's the other thing too, Ron. You're starting to smell the AFC South Championship now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're starting to get to where we're within numbers of counting down the division because of the lead that you have at this point.
Right.
And so with that being the case, I think the exciting thing about that is if you could go in there and get a nice win and say, hey, we're 8-3 and now we're 6-2 in the AFC and we're one step closer to the division. I know that's going to be the storyline of the week, but I just can't get into it because playoffs are playoffs,
I got you. And let me speak for the fans because I'll be doing the Titans VIP tailgate experience over at the Bridge Building, and they'll be riled up. So
you're gonna rile people up.
I'm gonna have them riled all the way up. Like I can't wait to see how they come in there.
Win the game.
Yeah.
We need to win the game, Ron. I mean, so rile them up, please.
So if you see somebody just jumping in your view, you and Coach Mack's view. Don't blame them. Blame me. I got them all. I got them worked up.
Well, I mean, I hope the people are doing what they were doing during the Denver game.
Yeah,
they were so fantastic and caused Denver's offense some problems. I mean, we need to win the rest of our home games.
Right.
I mean, the bottom line is if the Titans win the rest of their home games, they win the division. Doesn't matter what they do on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you want to see. Is you want to see it be tough because win the division, you've got at least one home game. And you're potentially in line to host the AFC Championship game if things fall your way. But that's only if you're a division winner. Right. And right now, I think you start to talk about that because it's Thanksgiving and you're ahead. Mm-hmm. So go for it. Finish it.
Yep, 3 in the win and loss column against Indianapolis, 4-game lead over the Jags, 10 games in. So you're right on point there. Mike, I continue to be in awe of that defense, man. And it really doesn't matter who is out there. They play hard. They play together. They're well coached. And they're just they're feisty, And the stat going in that I was blown away by going into the Green Bay game was 24 different players that started on defense for the Titans. And then on that 4th down play, I think there were 3 starters out there. I mean, it's amazing what those guys are doing week in and week out.
The biggest thing about this defense that doesn't get talked about is the way they're tackling. This defense is tackled as well as any defense that I've seen the Titans have in recent years. And that's the part of it. These guys coming off the bench, like this Andrew Adams, man, he is an excellent tackler. And you see guys, Mitchell's a good tackler, and certainly you have David Long, who's a good tackler. I mean, when you get a chance to get guys on the ground, that's such a big deal because they're making people drive the ball. But they're saying you are not going to get the cheapies, you're not going to get the freebies. You've got to drive the football on us. And that's going to be one of the keys in this Cincinnati game this week is they can't let Joe Burrow get the big plays. They've got to make him drive the football because if you do, this defense is eventually going to get you. Yeah. They're going to make a play and they're going to get you.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans.
You look at Bengals. I'm reading reports right now about Chase and second-year pro reportedly close to being back for the Titans, of course. Yeah,
they released the receiver, so that's telling you something.
Yeah, so what does that kind of add to the challenge for the D?
Yeah, just one of the scariest guys in the game, that's all. Just somebody, especially with the way T. Higgins is playing.
Yeah.
Because T. Higgins has gotten a chance to elevate, and he went 9 for 148, I think it was yesterday in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And T. Higgins is a good player. Chase is going to practice this week. I think if you're the Titans, you have to go into it with the anticipation he's going to play.
Yeah.
And he is big and strong and nasty and has great speed, and you put him with Higgins and then Tyler Boyd, and they have tight ends who can catch and can make things happen. I mean, they're really, really good. I mean, really, really good at that spot. And that goes back to what I'm saying. You got to get them on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna catch some passes, but you have to find a way to get those players on the ground, and that's hard to do with Higgins, who's 6'4", 216, and Chase, who's that big, thick guy, 6'1", 210, very, very physical.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. Titans Bengals coming up this weekend. Catch it all on 104.5 The Zone, Titans Radio Network. Obviously, with the coverage, the Mike Vrabel Show coming up tonight at 6. Mike,
he's back on. The head coach is back on.
All
so
right.
You can ask him. Yeah, you are welcome to send us a question via Twitter at Titans Radio. That's at Titans Radio. We would love to hear from you. Also, Dave Lapham, who is the color commentator for the Cincinnati Bengals radio network for over 30 years. So he's basically seen everything in the modern era. He'll be on the program with us tonight as well.
I think I might call in and ask it how they can use Chig more. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think Vrabel loves those questions about why don't you get the ball to so-and-so more, and makes him really happy. He has a great time doing that.
Love it. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the perspective, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right, there's Mike Keith, the voice of the Titans. Back to the phones we go on a Reaction Monday. 615-737-1045. It's rivalry week.
Candy, I got candy. I got candy.
I thought you were bringing sexy back in like 5 months.
Not this week.
He's got 5 months.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Fellas, need your attention. Turn your radio up. Let me get you back to looking great. But for the ones that got hair, well, this ain't for you. Congratulations to you. Studies show that one of the most attractive physical features is a full head of hair. Want to know the least attractive? That they say in most aging? Well, it's hair loss. No amount of car, house, or success can make up for that thinning or balding, as it leaves the greatest lasting physical impression. Doesn't have to be that way. Advanced Hair is finally available in Nashville with a quick one-day solution to your hair loss. Advanced Hair could help you look 10 to 20 years younger. No more expensive pills or special shampoos. Just your very own natural hair, guaranteed to grow for life. Have you heard that before? Guaranteed. Advanced Hair has improved tens of thousands of lives, including top radio personalities across the country. The breakthrough treatment is finally available here in Nashville. Did I mention your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day? Call 629-348-HAIR for your free consultation and get $500 off. 629-348-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
3HL 104.5, The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport. There she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Kids
Here
of all
we go.
ages.
I like that little intro song. A little jam on a Monday.
Ron Slay's over here eating candy.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do all week.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
So good. So good.
Tennessee, a 14-point favorite coming off that South Carolina embarrassment against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's won 2 in a row. And the thing about Vandy is they're confident. They smell blood. They know who they are. Now, with Mike Wright going, they know who they are. He's 4-1 as a starting quarterback this year. Mm-hmm. So
I like Vandy to get cute. Get cute in this for me, Vandy.
6:30 p.m. kick on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Oh, no. I was going to say, this is the first year. Last year was the first year I haven't worked this rivalry, and I worked at, 4 straight?
I
5 straight years.
Send a picture of Baby Babs at the last one.
Yeah.
You've seen some Vandy wins over Tennessee. I just
have.
keep you away from there.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I want to say, what was it? 3 of my 5 times I worked it were
Really?
Vandy wins. Yeah.
Yep. Slay was talking about earlier, and Don was too, that Tennessee has a lot to play for with a potential Cotton Bowl, New Year's 6 bowl bid.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're projected to go to play Tulane, it looks like, according to all of the projections. But they haven't had a 10-win season in 15 years.
Wow. Wow.
They haven't had an 11.
That is so crazy.
Yep. They haven't had an 11-win season in 21 years. 2001 the last time.
Like, it's been a bad stretch, but that just puts it in
we
perspective.
start hearing them numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the old
and
first time
you're like,
since.
how?
Yeah. Like, exactly. But
Wow.
look at them coaches, man. Coaches and players and losing the locker room, like what we think is going on right now. That's going to be interesting. That's why I can't wait to see what happens, man. How you grab a hold of this.
Yeah, and I mentioned big challenge for Heupel just organizationally, like how do you bounce back from something like that? That was just a complete and utter disaster.
And how do you make sure that you realize there's still a lot to play for?
Yes, and then you said, no, the players got to take it upon themselves.
They do.
And Heupel, to echo what you were saying, Heupel has consistently said this year, the better teams that I've been a part of, the leadership comes from inside the locker room.
Mm-hmm. That's part of it.
Well, and it's there.
And remember Brittany Ezel used to coach. She played at Alabama, used to coach at East Tennessee State, and she was on with us, and she had that point. She said, you could be a good team with leadership coming from coaches, but leadership is, typically speaking, if you've got a good coach, it's going to come from the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that separate themselves are when you get the leadership from the players.
Yep.
From within that locker room, and this is a challenge.
Yep.
This is a challenge coming off that disaster.
And
losing your true leader.
Right.
From on the field.
Right.
Now, he'll still be around, but.
Mm-hmm. I think something good to, if I were Heupel, and I'm sure somebody probably is in his ear, what I would pull from in this situation, since you opened the doors back and started letting guys come back around, like a lot of people feel like I played basketball there. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the football guys feel like this and more. You know what I'm saying? So I would reach out to them also and have them, because one thing you see with these young men, they got relationships with the older guys, you know what I mean, that have won. You see Peyton coming back around and things of that nature like that. So Al, like all these guys back around, I would easily call one guy in each week this week, you know what I mean, and have somebody talking. They'd gladly do it, you know what I'm saying, to put it in perspective. You want to know how the reason people are coming, the reason they packing this stadium is because of what you putting out there, the product. They feel the love that you guys have. And that's what I'm saying. That's what we raved about last year. Like, guys coming off the field, when they make a bad play, the coach is not getting on them and going off. They giving them love and teaching them through that at the same time, but not snatching their helmet, the face mask, and stuff like that, like what we saw with Pruitt and Garantano and them. That's not what was happening. So I think, man, if that's the case, and that's the bond and the relationship that you have, it shouldn't be difficult to put it back in perspective for them. Whether you do it or a former player do it, or what I would love to see happen is one of them guys that are there, one of those seniors do it.
Yep. Jacob on YouTube, you can watch the show there, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Jacob says, who's the leader in the locker room? Mike Wright Jr. We've spent a ton of time talking about
Without
that.
question. Without question. That's the same. If this was going haywire, man, that's who I would expect. If you told me you got 3 guesses, who do you think would speak up for Vandy in their locker room? Without question, I would say Mike Wright Jr. And then after that, I may say, what was the kid, Ojulari. Ojulari.
That is a phenomenal football player.
I would say him because you see what anyone that is a mirror image of what the coach preaches is a person that you would expect to step up and say something. And then after I said Ojulari, I'll say Mike Wright again. You know what I'm saying? So all the praise is there, man. Like, this is a good team. Bab said it from the get-go. And that's why I was so adamant about, man, like, let that man play. Regardless of what happened. You don't switch it. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of it. So that's my spill on it. I ain't going to keep on raving about Candy because they won. You know what I mean? This is Candy Hate Week, but I am going to keep it real. You know what I mean? So if the question is asked, the question is going to be answered. And the answer is Mike Wright Jr.
Yeah, another key for them, obviously, is the emergence of Ray Davis. Went over 100 yards again. 3 straight 100-yard games now for Ray Davis.
I'll take that back. He'll be the third guy because he's out there in front. So listen, when you can go through there and say different guys like that, you got a good core. Yep. You got a good core. You got to lean on that core to push you through. Coaches ain't going to get out there and play. I promise they don't. As much as they want to, as much as Clark Lee looked like he fit enough to get out there and play, he can't.
It's Anthony Orgy. Sorry,
Orgy. That's
I was going to say
from LSU.
Orgy,
yeah,
he's at
right.
LSU, and the
he's one that I would say too, though.
Is with the Giants.
Yeah,
so,
Orgy had 8 tackles against Florida. Just looking at it right now. All right, tons to get to in the happy hour. We can take more of your phone calls. We are wide open until 6 o'clock. 615-737-1045.
Here we go. The time has arrived. Everybody, right now, if you're in your car, go into your navigation and type in 5,000 Old Hickory Boulevard. That should take you to the Hermitage location, straight to Famous Dave's. So you can go on and get ahead of what's going on Thanksgiving. But guess what? They got 2 other locations right here in Nashville, too. In the area, Smyrna, also, and Franklin. Get there and get everything taken care of. You ain't got to do no cooking. You can worry about doing the shopping, online shopping, whether you're getting in line or whether you are getting online to get some of the toys and things like that knocked out, or you just don't feel like cooking, man. You know, but you still want a great meal. Famous Days can take care of that. They got 4 main feasts that's all ready. And pre-order the pickup is November 22nd to November 27th. Right now you need to get in. Don't forget, you can't order a whole turkey or ham a la carte. So you should get on it right now. I don't know what you're going to do, but make sure you get one of those bibs because the sauce going to be dripping. It's Famous Dave's.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. Titans and Bengals happening on Sunday, 12 p.m. kickoff. You'll be able to hear it right here on 104.5 The Zone. The Titans made some moves just a little while ago as they have officially waived kicker Josh Lambo. Now, they have also made 2 signings to the practice squad. That would be wide receiver Chris Conley. He is back, as well as offensive lineman Eric Smith. Both of these players were cut just a couple of weeks ago. On the Bengals side of things, there's a possibility of Jamar Chase actually playing on Sunday. He went to a doctor's appointment earlier today. He is now off of crutches and will get back to practice. Now, in doing so, and possibly being back, the Bengals have already waived wide receiver Mike Thomas. They have also designated offensive tackle Isaiah Prince to return from the IR. Remember, he has 21 days to be officially activated. And around the NFL, Bears quarterback Justin Fields is now considered day-to-day with a left shoulder injury following his MRI. The Bears get ready to take on the Giants this Sunday in New York. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. It's happy hour time, 5 o'clock hour here on The Big Show. Brent Doherty with you on a very dark Monday evening in the Music City. Having a good time rolling through a reaction Monday. Vols got hammered, in case you didn't hear, 63-38. The over-under in that game was 66. South Carolina almost hit it by themselves.
Yes, they did.
When you take the end of half possession out and the end of game possession out, South Carolina had the ball 10 times. They scored 9 touchdowns. Babs, is this a good stat line? South Carolina quarterback Spencer Rattler, 30 of 37, 438 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks.
It's all right.
He had 8.
That's bunk. That's bunk. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
That is not bunk. That is not a bunk stat line. That is a Heisman candidate kind of stat line.
Yes, it is.
Until you consider that he had 8 touchdown passes in the previous 10 games.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I mean, just watching him you just mouth agape.
It's very true.
That's a good way to put it.
I'm just glad you don't have candy in your mouth right now.
Not yet.
Piece
but
of
I will.
candy.
Big sleigh dog.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
We have outlined our reaction today. We've talked about initial stages, the challenge ahead this week for Vanderbilt and Tennessee from both teams' perspectives.
Yep.
Talked about Titans getting ready to host the Bengals.
Can't wait.
Slay has his soccer update for you.
Oh, yeah, that listen, very
you probably
interesting
knock
game.
that out.
Yeah, hey, listen, I got it written down. There's a lot to get into. It was 1-1. Party over. That's it.
Not party over. They play Friday.
That part is over. I mean, they get to go. Let me tell y'all the goal for the next game. Get some more goals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
They'll play Friday
Nailed
at
it.
1 o'clock against England. That's Ron Slay's World Cup update on 3HL.
You're welcome.
Monday Night Football game in Mexico City. San Francisco 49ers against the Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco favored by 10. Line moved up from 7.5 to 10 because Kyler Murray will not play tonight. So you get Colt McCoy starting at quarterback. That guy's been in the league for like 375 years.
Yeah.
He was the last quarterback when Texas was good. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Long time ago.
He ran the option against Alabama and got planted, left the game, and then Alabama buried him.
So did.
That was a long time ago. He'll start. He led the Cardinals to a 27-17 win last week over the Rams. He was 26 of 37, 238 yards and a touchdown. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is expected to play tonight.
So with all that being said, Parsley, San Fran, and the over.
See, I was just telling you, I was thinking about going with Colt McCoy.
I know, and that's why I'm really going with it. Like, Colt ain't finna do that back-to-back weeks, man. Y'all forget about it.
Look, there's a lot of Cardinals fans that think he runs offense better than what Kyler Murray does.
Well, guess what? Go and put him in there. That's all they got to do is keep him there. Hey, well, it can't be worse.
We will continue to offer our takes on all of these things while we go through phone calls from you guys. Coach Mike in Nashville, first up in the happy hour. Coach Mike, what's up?
Thank y'all. Ron, I'm the old coach that calls in to brag on your post defense the old day.
Yes, sir. What's up, Coach?
And you know that guy that said he dunked on you, I guarantee you he didn't receive the ball with you posting defense against him. I guarantee maybe you were in the area when he dunked it, you know.
Coach, I'm telling you right now, Coach, that didn't happen. I can only remember, and it wasn't a dunk on. I was 34 years old when I got dunked on. That's it.
And he was you were probably 5 feet away from him, and he considers that. But anyway,
34 years old.
I know it.
But for the Tennessee fans that are on the ledge, you know, if we had lost that way to South Carolina the first or second game of the year, and then lost to Georgia, and we were sitting here at 9-2 with a chance to win a major bowl and maybe get into the top 10, we would be elated. And I know it was devastating, and I've been following Tennessee football since I was in the 5th grade in '67. But and the other thing I think Tennessee fans ought to think about, would we want to trade places with where South Carolina is right now in their program? I don't.
Right.
Oh, what?
Totally agree.
Here's the thing.
And
if you want to look at this from a big picture standpoint, where was everyone's mentality 3 months ago?
We got it on the whiteboard.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 6.5 was the over-under win total. And so now you're sitting here with a chance to win 11 games for the first time since 2001.
And I think once we get over this emotional trauma, I don't think it's going to affect us down the road. And like Mike Keith said, we didn't have a defense to play at the high caliber of the top 4. I would have loved to have seen us there, but, you know, that may come, and I just hope, like Ryan, you said, if they get it together in that locker room, they'll be fine. But anyway, thank you all a lot. I appreciate you taking my call.
Appreciate that. Let me on that point. I think, man, looking at it, I'm gonna speak from a athlete's point of view, being in the locker room.
Yeah.
This is what I would tell the fans if I had to hold a press conference. This is what I would say. There was a moment squandered. Yes, without question. But do not, after we run through the goal line and past the goalpost where it was set, don't move it again on me. That's not fair to the player, to me. And I say that to say, if you ask, what did we want to do? You wanted to be competitive. You wanted to be one of the big 3, whether that be in Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. You beat 2. You understand what I'm saying? You went on the road and beat Pitt. Like, you have had a tremendous season. Now, where the losses come from, how you lose, yes, that can be in question. But once you pass the goalpost, don't move it again and tell me I was supposed to be a national champion.
That's a great point.
That's not fair.
Can you imagine if we would have come on the air in the offseason talking about Tennessee as a potential national champion?
We would have got drug tested. Immediately.
I would have been like, y'all take your orange-colored glasses off.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know, like, it's hard because you start thinking about those things and all of those things. But that's what we talk about in life. Like, you move on to the next thing. Like, things happen to you. It's how you react to it. But the other part of that, I ran into a buddy that's a Tennessee fan yesterday, and he said, man, I don't even want to watch any more football. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He said, I ain't giving back that win against Alabama.
Like, what?
I ain't giving back that win against Florida. I'm not giving back that win at LSU. That is a special season, and it's not over.
Everybody has something to build on, man. You look at Auburn, the same thing, man. They go out here and play Alabama tough with the games they just won. Like, dude, y'all – you salvaged the season.
Yeah.
Like, that was supposed to be terrible. If Vandy go out here and lose to Tennessee by 80, y'all still had a great season and got something to build on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a building block for sure.
Come on, y'all. I'm just saying. Now, I understand as a fan, without question, golly, man, you had it, man, this, that, and the other. Yes. And it's something about being punked.
You're that close.
Yeah, you that close.
I mean, I had said they went out, and regardless, they're in. Because, actually, I thought TCU was going to lose this weekend.
Yeah,
but
they're really supposed to.
Yeah,
The Baylor team you was talking about showed up too, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they just didn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and did you guys see the end? Sorry,
yes.
Squirrel. The end of that TCU game.
That's a 6-4 team that TCU beat at the buzzer with a field goal.
Yep.
And
just because Tennessee lost doesn't change my opinion that TCU does not deserve to be in the top 4.
I agree.
And they're a great team. It's hard to go undefeated. Right. Believe me.
And Sonny Dykes acting like in his post-game presser that, we practiced that kind of chaotic field goal. I'm like, the hell? Yeah. I don't care if you practice it. Yeah. You call 2 questionable run plays, and then you give your kicker and your field goal unit like a couple of seconds to go win the game to keep your national title hopes alive. What if somebody would have jumped off or
somebody tripped and fell running out there.
Anything, and you're done with a 10-second runoff, and you're out, and your national title hopes are dead. So don't give me the whole, we practice that every day, every week in practice. Yeah, I know you do, but you certainly didn't want it to be like that in that moment.
Exactly.
I mean, he's lucky that they handled it, not to mention that kicker missed an extra point earlier in the day.
And to your point about the going back to the UT thing, when you said that it is close and it was that close and you kind of dropped away. I mean, what showed was what you've been saying the entire season. It just was masked because a lot of teams were playing from behind.
Right.
It's been you've been raving about the secondary. You've been raving about the defense, but they did hit a spurt where, man, it caught us by guard. Yes, we was like, golly, you see how this front line getting to these people? Like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
It went back to where it was.
It reverted.
That's it.
And all of a sudden, if you're not playing from ahead and you're not protected and you're not playing free and maybe you're just questioning a little bit, God, I can't give up this big play. God, I can't let this happen. Then all of a sudden your mentality changes on defense.
And credit to South Carolina, too. When Tennessee got it to 35-31, that's where I expected Tennessee to put the foot on the gas.
Right.
South Carolina came back.
They manned up.
And scored again. So credit to them. Adam in the Borough, if you would give us a follow on Twitter, we'd appreciate it, at 3HL1045. The way you respond to an unexpected loss is a gauge of where your program is.
We ain't mad about that. Without question.
Pretty good comment. All right, more of your phone calls when we come back. Lines are loaded. 615-737-1045. When you hear somebody drop off, hop on in. We'll be right back. 3HL1045, The Zone. Tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. Maybe you need a drink. Maybe you need a bottle of drinks. Maybe you need more than one bottle of drinks. It's been a tough weekend for a lot of people. And maybe you need time to move on and something to celebrate as you move on. My dude Jason and his guys are there ready to help you out at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. They are really, really helpful with their vast knowledge of bourbon, tequila, wine, and cigars. They've got everything you need, along with the care and expertise to point you in the right direction. They have expansive bourbon, wine, craft beer selections. Locally owned and operated in Brentwood for more than 17 years. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 9. My guy Jason, his guys are there ready to help you. With this chill in the air, it means it's bourbon and cigar season. It also means it's family and gift-giving season. Need a quick gift? Pick up a customized gift basket that is perfect for any cocktail or wine lover. Don't forget to let Jason and my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits help you pick the perfect hand-selected bourbon and cigar pairing to end your night. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood in the Public Shopping Center. Online, MarylandFarmsWS.com.
Hey, Babsy, are you okay?
Yeah. Who you going to call?
Apple Collision Centers. That's who we're going to call,
That's
Babsy.
right. locally and American owned for over 40 years right here in Middle Tennessee. And did you know that they have 3 locations to choose from? Hendersonville, Gallatin, and Old Hickory, Slay.
Hey, I love that, man. And when something crazy like this happens, all of a sudden you're probably wondering, man, I don't have insurance right now. But if you don't have it, they'll let you self-pay, man, and let you get all of that out of the way. Still give you the best of finishes when it comes to paint jobs and Sherwin-Williams, so you can count on them. And if you got insurance, it makes it easy. They'll arrange a rental and even do towing.
Yeah, they'll do all of it. They do free estimates for you. They do repairs from hail damage, not necessarily just auto accidents. They do dents. Maybe you got a big one from your basketball goal in the driveway. They can fix that for you. They do it all. Where do you go?
People, visit Apple Collision Centers, applecollisioncenters.com to schedule a free estimate and learn more.
Who are you going to call?
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty on Davenport, Ron Slay with you, working through a Monday. Rivalry week. Thanksgiving week. By the way, tomorrow we will be broadcasting live in Cool Springs, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, that's right.
The Tuesday edition of 3HL at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs in Franklin tomorrow from 3 until 6 o'clock. The Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast.
Well, nose I need to wash away.
You got anything on your list, maybe?
Most definitely.
That'll be at 4:45. So if you're there, you'll get a free Miller Lite. And you'll be able to wash away whatever the hell you want to wash away. Or choose to wash away what Slay wants to wash away. Either way, we'll get that done. 615-737-1045 if you want in. Working through our takes with your takes as we go to Jeff and Laverne. Next up on 3HL. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I think that, I'm a huge believer in motivation, emotion in college athletics, any level.
Yes.
And I'm not a Tennessee or Vanderbilt fan, but I just have a huge gut feeling that Vanderbilt's way more motivated to come out against someone they call a rival. Tennessee jokes about it maybe not being such a rivalry. But I think Vandy's got a lot more motivation and a lot more on the line to get bowl eligible against the odds than Tennessee does to just likely stay in a New York Six Bowl, after what happened to them last week. I've seen it happen, different levels, even having played and just been an avid fan my entire life. And it's a gut feeling. I'm on Vanderbilt money line. I think they win and get to a bowl game, either in Memphis or Birmingham.
Tell me this real quick, caller, real quick. Where did you play? You said you've been a part of this. Where did you play?
So FCS Chattanooga.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, great program.
Yeah, no
great
doubt.
Program.
Okay.
Who was your coach down there?
Rodney Allison.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, listen, Vanderbilt, that's a confident football team. We've been saying it for 3 hours. It's a confident football team. They see blood based on what happened with Tennessee. They've won 2 games in a row. They know who they are. They've been able to take away one of the things their opponent does the last couple of weeks. And you're right, they are playing for bowl eligibility. All of those things are true.
But listen to this though. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you for the call.
Appreciate that call. How do you say one team is motivated because they won a game?
Right.
Is that not living in the moment to then flip the coin and say this team is now unmotivated because they lost the game?
No,
that don't make sense to me.
And this is what I was going to ask you following his call. You could make a case for Tennessee being even more motivated to get rid of that performance that they put out there and embarrassed themselves last Saturday.
That's what I'm saying. Well, were you about to say something, Babs?
Where does motivation get you anyway?
No,
game?
I see his point he was making though.
No, that's what I was saying.
Because Vanderbilt has a chance to become bowl eligible. Right. Like that's huge. So the motivation for them, very clear against a backup quarterback for Tennessee, right? His point is just that Vandy has a lot of motivation. It would be very easy for Tennessee to fold. It would be because your initial motivation is to go play for a national championship, and that has now been ripped out of your hands. I mean, I understand what he's saying. I get what you're saying too, but
like how can you say one is more motivated than the other though? That's mind-boggling to me. If I walk in that locker room. It's no one raising their hand, like in truthful, honest, in their soul, raising their hand saying, hey, man, you guys playing for a national championship? Oh, it's over with? Boom, let's pack our bag. That's not how it works. Like, I can't accept that. I don't care if I'm playing for Missouri. I'm saying the same exact thing. Just because it would be different if this was Georgia. And they've been there before. If this is Alabama, and they've been there before, when you're talking about national title, you don't even know what it's like to go play for a national championship.
I know, man, that's the point.
Get to a New Year's Six is just as good, Babsy. Like, that's not. There's no way you can make me understand that they're more motivated to get bowl eligible than they are to win a New Year's Six bowl just because you lost one game. Y'all got 2 losses on the year. Come on, Babs. Come on. That don't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm just saying I understand
I understand what he's saying too, but I don't understand. What I don't understand is, how do you say a team is more, that was the key word for me, more motivated than this team? They both have motivation.
I see what you're saying there, because you could say, look, Vanderbilt's going to be fired up when they come out of that locker room and all those things, and then they're going to come out of the locker room and see 98% Tennessee fans, and it's either going to make them go or it's going to piss them off, and ultimately none of that matters when you get on the field and the X's and the O's and the Jimmys and the Joes and all of those things go to war.
Man, I done been a part of it too. Like the caller just said, he's been a part of. I've been a part of it where championships are. When we was in the G League, championships, they sit on your shoulders and they got it right there. We lost our league leading point guard in assists, Brandon Knight, broke his leg while we sitting there on the bench, going up to block a dunk, came down, landed regular, leg snapped in half. Yeah. We sitting right there on the bench, got to go finish that game. We lost that game, and after that, it all could have crumbled and went away. What did we do? Without our point guard, we didn't win the championship. Not a game or two. A competitor does not react that way. And this is a year being removed from college when I did this. So it ain't no a professional level or a college level. I'm right there in that same window as far as mind thinking and all that. You know what I'm saying? So now I can't say that I totally get with him saying they're motivated to play as well.
But more.
But more is my problem. How?
Right.
How? Like, y'all ain't really tasted winning. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? What are y'all going to do when y'all get down? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this Kentucky game, that was back and forth. Y'all was handling them. This Florida game, y'all was up and handling them. So what if y'all get down? What's to say y'all went for? Oh, man, we weren't playing for nothing, no way. We had a good, I can flip it like that. We had a good season, man. Come on, y'all. Look, we won 5 games. We was almost there. Let's go and get ready for next year. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
There's so many interesting storylines about this game. Another one that we haven't really talked about is Joe Milton's got an opportunity now.
Correct.
And there is talk about him coming back next year.
And he hung around.
Yeah, he did.
And he
could
did.
have
And
bolted.
why? And have you watched how the players react and respond to that guy this year? So I could see a scenario where Joe Milton goes out there, has a huge game, which catapults him into being one of the guys everybody's talking about in the offseason as one of these old head, mature quarterbacks that could have a big year in 2023. And here's the other thing from a Vanderbilt perspective. If Joe Milton gets hot, and he's a 75% passer this year, if Tennessee runs its offense and gets up by 14, to your point, does Vanderbilt have the offensive ability to hang with a 30-point game, 35-point game, 40-point game? I don't think so. I didn't think South Carolina did either.
Mm-hmm.
I was way off on that game.
Me too. But all I'm saying is, it's no way possible you can throw a 2-loss season in the river and you pack it up and say, yeah, let's give our – and I don't agree with him. The players don't think it's not a rivalry. They understand it's a rivalry. Not on my watch, ever. You don't let Vandy beat you. Now, the fans, I understand. You don't let Candy beat you.
I'll say that I've never talked to a Tennessee player, former player, whatever, that didn't think that was a rivalry.
I'm sorry.
Now, the fans can say all the kind of crap that they want. But from a player perspective, that Vandy game is important.
I ain't seen it, man. I ain't seen it, dog. I just – man, them people got to come back to this state. They got to come back to this city. A lot of them kids from up there, man, there's bragging rights on that thing.
This series is 5-5 in the last 10, but Tennessee's won the last 3. Vanderbilt hasn't won since 2018.
Dog, you got to show me. If and the only reason I'm this adamant about it is because that means everything you told me was a lie. That's all I'm saying. Everything you told me leading up to this point was a lie. If it ain't no pride in that lock, if one loss can do you like that, Babsy, that was all a lie. That coach, that's a lie. I'm here to say it at the top of the mountain. You're lying, and I'm going to call you on it. I don't want to hear that. Culture, it's family. Look at us how we kumbaya. Nope, none of that. It's a lie. If one
We're
game
about
can
to
do
find
you like
out.
that, we sure are. We sure are. Now, if it's a game and they get some of the breaks like they did against Florida, like a punt return get fumbled, they go into the end zone, they get them the breaks. That's the game. But if you go out there and get dogged, you did pack it in, and everything you sold me was a lie. Everything.
If I'm Josh Heupel, I'm flying you up there tomorrow.
No, they better do it. They better do it.
Well, I know, but
They better
my
do it.
goodness, you have brought it today.
Dude, they wrong. They wrong, man. It's different, man. Like, why are you See, this is the thing. And this is for any school. It ain't just about Tennessee. I feel this way about Pearl Cone. I feel this way about Oak Hill Academy. I feel it's about any organization or program I've been a part of. I feel this exact same way because it's genuine what you giving out. And if they can't grab that and transfer it to the field of play, then I'm not giving you what I got. So ain't no need in smacking, I give my all for Tennessee. Why? You not. If you ready to bag it up, your brother just lost. I said Brandon Knight broke his leg because Hendon Hooker just snapped his knee right in front of y'all. Right in front of y'all. Like, how does that not affect you is what I'm saying. Like, that's, if I can't get out, man, Lord forbid, something happened to somebody I love, and I can't get out there and return the favor, it's going to bother me and crush me, especially in something that I can control like sports. What? I'm begging for the opportunity. Begging. Give me one more game. Just one more. Watch what I do. Man, hey, man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, man. And Vandy done put it together. They look good. They look really good, man. Like, the effort and energy all came together, plus some of the breaks that he said some of the callers were talking about. If it would have did. Ifs and fifths, you know where they go. All the corner stores. It is what it is. You can find them there all day long. People telling stories. If I would have ran to the sideline, boy, we would have been national championship. No, you wouldn't have, because If was involved. There you right here at the corner store telling the story. With the fifths inside. You can go get them too. But I'm just saying, dude, it's different. It's different. Yeah, they'll take advantage of it if you come down here playing around, and if you do, all of that was a lie. I'm going to stand on that. I'm not believing it. I believe Rodney Gardner, looking in his eyes, when he get up on this press and he talk about them young men and what they buying into, I think it's different. What Eckler is preaching, I think is different. Heupel, this the same way I talk about Clark Lee, been talking about him the whole year. I'm on board with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Except for this week.
Yeah, they canned it this week. But I believe him. Like, when I show love to him, I'm showing love genuinely because I know what this man is out here pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what he's trying to get across to these players. And if they buy in, they able to get the talent at some point to compete, you will get results like this. Can they continue that? That remains to be questioned. It don't usually happen. They usually always have one good year, then blah, 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 blah. And this is what's crazy. We talking about one good year. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, you got, when it comes to sports, man, ain't no team, ain't no color, ain't no whatever it is, man. It is what you going out there to represent. Who are you? You get to show it every single time. It ain't just about Tennessee. Show me who you are. That's what I need to see. Vandy showed it. It ain't about Vandy. If that was the case, Vandy would have got drugged by Florida. If that was just going to be Vandy. But they not. Show me.
615-737-1045. Garrett in Smyrna next up on 3XL.
I'm just saying.
Garrett, what's up?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to say real quick, Ron Slay, I think what that caller meant to say instead of motivation was maybe more momentum.
Okay.
Because they've stacked a few games,
what he meant.
you know. Okay, well then, you know. Well, yeah,
but go ahead with your momentum.
Yeah. I like the momentum too, though.
But I was going to – so I have 2 points real quick.
Mm-hmm.
My first point is I think it was y'all last week were talking about battered ball syndrome and, you know, how are you going to relish in this? And now look where you are.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy it. You didn't have fun. And now those title games are over. And I've been fortunate enough because I'm an LSU fan to have winning, you know, a lot of winning football and success. And I think some programs sometimes it is just luck, you know. I've been lucky So, I mean, I just think
but you create your own
enjoy the
luck.
moment.
Yep.
Well, true too.
That's
But- and then
the
also-
preparation meets opportunity thing. I fully believe in that.
Correct.
Yep.
And so my second thing that I wanted to harp on is I didn't get a chance to call after Thursday night, but I think everything with Todd Downing, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. Who's going to be calling the plays? And with that being said, too, that game, those plays looked really good that he was calling. So I'm just curious on what you guys think about the future of the play calling on the offensive side of the ball, because, he got arrested and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious what y'all think about that, and I love you guys, and y'all stay safe.
Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate it. With regard to Todd Downing, we don't know at this point. It's personal conduct policy with the NFL. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I don't know if there's a precedent for suspension. There was a New York Jets coach that got a DUI, and then I think Mike Herndon was looking back at it and couldn't find if he got disciplined or not. So we'll see. But the Titans are in a fortunate position with regard to their staff in that they brought in Tim Kelly, who's a former offensive coordinator in the NFL, to be the passing game coordinator. So I would guess that he would be the guy calling the plays in the game on Sunday if Todd Downing is not there. But, again, don't know.
We got time to figure it out. It'll all play itself out, that part of it.
Luck.
Yeah. Preparation opportunity.
That's right. If you're not prepared, you won't take advantage of a situation where luck may come your way.
Your preparation told you to keep running down on that punt return. He may do something for it. He may fumble it. You need to be there to guard it. Florida fumbled it. It went into the end zone, and your opportunity presented yourself. So the preparation and you getting all the way down there and covering the punt, and the opportunity of him fumbling it, the success was in you recovering it. Touchdown, Vandy. You go up another touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of it, but you got to prepare.
Depending on what Milton is, I mean, let's just be honest. Depending on a lot of this game depends on what Milton is.
And you don't know.
And is able to do. And you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't.
Now, when he has played, it's been better than what we initially saw out of him last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, eyeball test, Joe Milton's completely different than what he was last year.
Yes.
And Mason points out on Twitter, Mayor just said Joe Milton had a 75% completion percentage and Vandy couldn't keep up if he gets hot. He's thrown 33 passes all season. I get it. I'm just saying, and it's a little bit less than 75% now because he was 4 for 8 against South Carolina. But the things that he's doing now in the eyeball test with those 33 passes or whatever you're saying.
He was not doing last year.
Last year he was throwing hand grenades at people.
In the stands, though.
He hurt a guy with a deep ball. So now, okay, just go back with the most recent thing, the pass to Squirrel where he's rolling out to his left and throws the ball 60 yards in the air.
Yeah.
And then he comes back on the far hash mark and throws a touch pass fade for a touchdown. That's not something we saw last year.
No.
Right.
Yep.
So my guess is Joe Milton will play well. And I'm saying I don't know that Vanderbilt is explosive enough on offense if Tennessee gets humming on offense to keep up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure if Vanderbilt has the dogs on defense that they need to have.
Secondary is a problem, just like Tennessee.
The problem with them.
And depth is a problem.
And depth is a
It's
problem.
the end of the season. Yeah.
And then we said, coming into it, the teams that are giving them trouble are teams that man up across the board and hit them in the mouth.
615-737-1045, a fire
right off the
3HL
get-go.
today on Monday. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Get yourself some more kicks out of every World Soccer match. With FanDuel, soccer fans, now is your perfect time to jump in and give FanDuel a shot. You know why? New customers get $125 in free bets guaranteed. All you have to do is place your first $5 bet. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, super easy to use, and you can bet on everything from money line to goals scored to corners, you name it. You can jump in and do it. Plus, FanDuel even lets you combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. Can you bet on a tie? I bet you can. Best of all, you'll get paid your winnings instantly. Don't miss your chance to get $125 in free bets, win or lose, when you join FanDuel with promo code DAWN. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. You got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. We are in Cool Springs tomorrow. Buffalo Wild Wings. Come by and see us. We'll be there from 3 until 6 o'clock. Usually we have a lot of giveaways.
Yes. And 4:45, wash away toast.
All right.
Miller Lite.
And we're going full speed this week because we got to get like 15 hours worth of content into 9.
Scrunch.
And if you're
Scrunch
traveling,
it in.
if you're traveling this week, please be careful. Be safe. We want you back.
Babsy.
Yes, you can listen to us. I know. I'm going across the country.
Pullman, Washington. 10:30 Central Time start.
Little Apple Cup action.
Washington State.
Nowhere is where it is.
I know.
That is correct.
I would love to see that game. I love these rivalry games.
This is a really good rivalry.
I don't want to go with you. I'm just saying. At some point in life, when I
come on,
don't have
it's going to
anything
be
else
like
to do.
40 and rainy. Why don't you want to be there? That's how it was in Baton Rouge. You know me. I love an LSU trip, and it was rainy and gross, and I think it kind of hurt the tailgating scene. Man, disappointing.
That's the scene.
Not for LSU though. LSU fans very happy with where they are.
So that's an amazing turnaround.
Y'all, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but Brian Kelly, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And I was not sold on Brian Kelly.
I wasn't either. Shoot, I gave the coach of the year to Les Miles.
Yeah, you did.
Brian Kelly, I think, is misrepresented in the media and just nationally.
A little bit by him, though?
Yeah.
Part of it's probably on him.
Yeah.
But not on purpose.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel met with the media, Tennessee football coach, talking about Hendon Hooker, man, tore his ACL. Tennessee career is over. He said that Hendon Hooker's what is great about college football.
Hate it for him, just how much he's poured into it and the competitor that he is and how much he's grown and the opportunity here still on the back end of the season for him. He represents everything good in college football, man. A young man that's learned how to become a grown man, that does it the right way, that cares about his teammates, that's grown outside of the game, that's grown inside of the game, that's put himself in a position to have a great future in the game too. And I hate that we don't get a chance to go compete with him again and that he doesn't have that opportunity. For him, his future, he'll make some decisions here during the course of this week and start moving on as far as getting healthy and we're going to do everything that we can to help him in that process.
Man, that's tough. And the image that gets me is the first person that met him on the sideline was Joe Milton, his backup quarterback who he beat out for the job to be Tennessee quarterback. And Joe Milton just embraced his brother. Also, Hendon Hooker, if he could have finished it out, certainly would have been in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation. Josh Heupel talked about that.
He's not going to have an opportunity to play the last regular season game, but the rest of the season, there's nobody playing at a higher level than he has. And you can see that in the way that we've played. The numbers that he's put up, he absolutely deserves the opportunity to be there in some of the quarterback awards. Anticipate him having an opportunity to win those.
Makes sense.
Man.
That's tough.
That's the thought, right? Like, because he still threw 3 touchdown passes, no interception. Like, it wasn't on him.
It was tough.
And didn't get to finish the game. So does he miss out on that opportunity because he misses one game?
Well, you're a Heisman voter.
I'd put him there. Look at what Tennessee was supposed to be and what they were.
Without question.
You know what I mean? You beat Alabama for the first time in 100 years. You beat Florida for the first time second time in 16 years. I mean, the guy meant so much to that program.
Without question. That's why you go win one for the hook.
Yep. Tomorrow in Cool Springs at Buffalo Wild Wings, we want to see you there. The Mike Vrabel show is coming up next. If we didn't get to you, I'm so sorry that we were unable to, but please call back tomorrow, and we'll roll through Rivalry Week, Thanksgiving week. We all have a lot to be thankful for, or for which to be thankful, so I don't end that sentence in a preposition. And, appreciate you being with us.
Yes. And War Eagle, Rivalry Week. Let's go!
I'm with you. Let's get them, Babsy.
Coach Vrabel show next on 104.5 The Zone.
Tighten up. See ya.